Just click vote in the top right-hand corner of your app. We have brought back the defending champ who actually voted for himself. That's still being investigated. Mike Futa, Jennifer Botterill, and Justin Bourne. We begin with who's the most improved player on a Canadian team this year. Jennifer, you have the floor.
Nick Suzuki for the Montreal Canadiens, and he's adapted to a number of new players on the organization and in terms of line combinations. And through all of it, he's been steady with creativity, with skill, with his speed, and he has great presence just in terms of his personality. We've seen composure, we've seen maturity from him, and that's really making him a true professional in the game.
Mike?
I already know this is going to be more difficult than the last one because Colby and Steger could never have come up with an answer like that. I'm going to look at I look at Darnell Nurse. I mean, I've always liked Darnell Nurse in junior. I never thought he was a guy that was going to translate to a top guy. I thought he was going to be a great second pairing guy, but he's proved me wrong. He was a -2 player last year, and I know there's a lot of goals being scored by the super pair up front, but he's a +24 and showing all kinds of leadership in the back end.
Justin?
I'm going to take Drake Batherson. Rebuilds aren't promised, and it was kind of between him and Norris on this. So to see guys actually take the step and not just the promise being there is incredible. They're so dangerous on the power play. You never know where the puck's going to go next. Like I said, the expectations for the Senators team wasn't much this year. It's tough to get points on a bad team. He's over 30. Huge improvement from his 19-point season last year.
Good start. Unlike political debates, you all answered the question very directly. Next up, which North Division coach has done the best job? Mike, we'll start with you.
Well, this one's obviously not coming from wins and losses, but I'm going with DJ Smith. I just think on a team that really doesn't have a lot of veteran leadership on the playing side of things, I think him and Davis Payne have done a remarkable job. I mean, they had some very poor goaltending early, which they fought through, and that team just has an identity. They lead the league in hits, and there aren't too many nights that team does not put forth a very solid effort.
Justin, agree or disagree?
I think it's Sheldon Keefe. I think it goes greatly understated how hard it is to manage personalities. And you're talking about telling Joe Thornton to come in and play limited minutes, and Jason Spezza and Wayne Simmons. You've got goaltending controversy, but you don't see it spilling over into the media. There's a lot of personality management, and all they do is continue to win, leading the division. I got Keefe.
Jen?
Well, Keefe has done a great job, but I think he gets a little upper hand with all of that experience from the veteran players. So I'm going to shift the conversation to Travis Green in Vancouver. And he's been the guiding force and the leader for many young, talented players on the roster. But then, of course, how they handled the very difficult COVID situation. He had the personal battle himself with the illness, and then came back and was making comments about he just wanted his players to be okay. And not only did they come back to play, but they've come back and they've been able to win and to be competitive, and that deserves the utmost respect.
I feel like you were on a